All right, hello, welcome back to another episode of Sudoku with Tsvetii. I'm your host, as always, Tsvetii. Hope that if you did tune in for yesterday's episode, I hope you enjoyed the little diversion that we did towards a little bit of question about the NBA, whether it was Wemby winning or just a kind of general discussion about the league and the direction of the league and everything like that. But in today's video, we're not doing that. Today's going to be more of a normal episode where we're going to be talking about a couple things that are privy to life and things going on potentially in your life. So what I want to talk about today is practicing what you preach. And while it is a general good thing for life, I don't know necessarily. And that is something that I guess is baffling me right now, is what is the worth, if you can apply worth to, what is the worth of your integrity, or how expensive is your integrity worth? And I pose this question not to offer you money. I don't have enough money probably, unless you're like, hey, I'll just buy it for $1 or $2. But I suppose that is a good question, is how much money would it take you to go against what you believe in? Again, I don't have a magic wand. And for me, I don't necessarily believe that there's any amount of money that you could offer me that would make me go completely against my values and the things that I hold dear. And that is called character and having a backbone. But of course, I have never been in a situation in my life where someone could hand me life-changing money. But I do make a decent living doing what I'm doing right now. So I don't feel like having a superfluous and mind-boggling amount of money would make me want to do it. I feel like I don't have that psychopathic tendency to want all the power and control in the world. While to me it does feel like that is rarer and rarer nowadays, I do understand the instinct to want more power and more control, because that validates you to an extent. That when people have to respect you, it validates you. And this brings me to a Kanye West quote. Do you have the power to let power go? And if you were in that situation, would you be able or willing to let it all go away? And I think about that sometimes. If I had a seemingly infinite amount of money or resources, could I give it away? And this is by no means a gloating contest to say I am holier than thou, or I am incorruptible. Again, like I said, I have never been in a position to be directly morally corrupted. And so it is difficult for me, even though I uphold myself as a moral and righteous person, it is difficult to even think about it if you are not in that situation. So if there's any billionaire watching who wants to see how much money I will break for, and then say, nah, and then get your head cut off, let me know. No. What I'm trying to get at here is, as I kind of said at the beginning, it's practicing what you preach. Oh, shoot, I'm silly. I'm totally silly right now. I'm being so super silly right now. But again, practicing what you preach. Being being rooted in what you believe, and that is absolutely what I can get behind if someone disagrees with me philosophically or politically or anything like that, is I can respect someone for their beliefs, but I can easily disrespect them if they are harmful to others or their pursuit of happiness. And I did pause there because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't just spouting stuff. I was trying to choose my words wisely for once and being more selective with my words. And I do believe, and kind of going back to this whole psychology of power, and I think a lot of it stems from fear. Fear and ignorance and just ego, absolute ego, where it absolutely can be taken as a, actually that cannot be 6, it has to be 1. Let's see, but it's just a very delicate subject, naturally. So I suppose what I am beating around the bush on is that you can never truly understand something unless you've gone through it. And I think that is why I have valued perspective so much in this kind of self-growth era, is where I am actively trying to learn perspective on things, whether it's people I agree with or people I don't. I'm just trying to understand. And when I get to something I don't understand, whether it is a political belief or a concept in music or art that I get to, it could be very confusing and disheartening whenever you just, at the first run around, you can't grasp your head around it. That just has to be 9 then. That has to be 2. So we have 2 here and here. Nice. It is such... I have found more pleasure in learning about others people's experiences in their lives, because it's just something that I have never, or especially with things that I have never really understood, or things I have never really came across myself. It is always fun to learn something new. I suppose that is what I'm trying to get across to you right now, is that it is fun to learn something new. And that is, I suppose, the subplot of this video, is to try to get you to learn something new. If I'm not mistaken, there's no 8 right there. Okay. Hooey. I did not talk to you, Siri. Ooh, I gotta do my Duolingo after this. Hooey. But I suppose the last thing I want to express to you as we're approaching the 10-minute mark, the last thing I want to express to you is to practice what you preach. If you preach perspective and trying to understand, continue to try to understand. Of course, holding your moral ground as you need to, but try to understand where people are coming from. And I think that'll bring a lot more health and wealth to the world if we are able to not agree with what people believe, but understand where they're coming from and then make a informed decision on that person as a person, the morality of that person. TLDW, Too Long Didn't Watch, allow people to show you who they are. And when they show you who they are, believe them. Anyways, take care, stay safe. Catch you again next time. Bye.